So, hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Backstage Spotlight.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Trisha. I'm an Ascendance apprentice who's a part of the operations and management team, and I'm 15 years old. So good to meet you guys here.
All right, and I see we have a lot of people tuning in, saying hi in the chat. So, hi to you guys. My name is Harsha. I'm Trisha's co-MC for today's session, and I'm also the CEO and one of the co-founders of Ascendance. So, Trisha, I think we have so many people in this chat, right? We have Sheelina, we have Abhi, we have Aureen, Aurora.
Hi, you guys. We hope you're excited to meet us. But before we go on with today's backstage spotlight, I just want to know: do you guys know who's going to be the speakers for today? Like, do you know who they're speaking? Let us know if you do.
I heard they're super cool, Trisha, but I don't think we can give them any spoilers yet, right?
Yes.
But anyway, let's see if they can guess. Okay, some of them are guessing that it's you, Trisha, but I think that they're a little bit mistaken. Maybe next backstage spotlight? Okay. All right. I think someone guessed it correct, but I cannot say whether like who it is, what they guessed. I see a few wrong guesses. Okay, but anyway, shall we move on first and keep them in anticipation?
Yes, we should.
Okay, so let's get this party started. Once again, welcome everyone. Before we get into the speakers, the amazing event, let's talk a little bit about Backstage Spotlight itself. So, for all of you who do not know, Backstage Spotlight is actually one of Ascendance's series that tells you the backstage stories of some of the most phenomenal people from all walks of life. We speak to global icons, influencers, and leaders here in Malaysia, and amazing young change makers around the world. So I think over the last few years, we've had in sports people like Dato Nicole and David come in and share world's number one squash player. We've had people like Harith Iskandar share about stand-up comedy. We've had Jin Hao Tan share about the YouTube industry. We've had change makers from Italy and India come on and share their own journeys as well. And today, we're very excited to explore the corporate world with two absolutely brilliant people from Malaysia and Singapore themselves. But before we go into backstage and spill all the secrets and spill all the tea for y'all, who are the people who are actually organizing this event?
Well, this event is brought to you by Ascendance. So, Ascendance is an international youth movement from Malaysia that empowers youngsters to discover their passion and achieve their goals while still being in school. You can achieve your goals and still study at the same time. So, to date, Ascendance has impacted more than 35,000 students from around the world. And Ascendance has also received the Diana Award in 2019 for Young Changemakers and works with various corporate partners, such as the speakers who are coming on today, to make our impact possible. So before we get started and before we move on, we actually have a quick video to explain on Ascendance a little bit more so you all get what we actually are.
Ascendance is an international youth movement that is helping young people like me
to find out our passion, build our skills and mindset, and bring together a generation that finds solutions to world problems.
We were just ordinary kids who came from all over the country, and we broadened our horizons with the help of Ascendance.
And by working with Ascendance, we have come to realize that we can create our reality by doing well in school, discovering our passion and learning new skills. But it's not only that.
We realize that together,
we have the power to build the future for our generation. And our mission? #1 million teens. The mission is to bring together 1 million youngsters to achieve holistic success and contribute to the sustainable development of society. We are building a generation of youngsters who have the potential to create global change. Youngsters who are exposed enough to see the possibilities this world has to offer, and youngsters who have learned from some of the best minds in the world. From the 1 million teens, some youngsters who are prepared to take on a bigger challenge are selected to become the Ascendance apprentices. Here they are community leaders who execute social impact projects that benefit their peers and neighbors. Some of these social impact projects will scale up to become full-fledged social startups that create ecosystems and opportunities for growth and innovation of our nation. In the end, through all of Ascendance's initiatives, we hope to find the true game changers who will discover solutions to world problems.
You know, when we first started 7 years ago, I never expected, none of us expected to do what we're doing today.
Many times, even today, I still find it hard to believe that we, a group of students aged 8 to 25 years old, have gone on to make an international platform that has not only impacted thousands across continents, brought entrepreneurship education to mainstream curriculum, but today we work on mind-boggling projects at a global scale.
It's been a really fun 7 years running this youth movement. But now, more than ever, with so many youngsters looking for opportunities,
We realize we need all the help that we can get.
So we have decided to play our part in building the next generation.
And we're inviting you to join us
join Ascendance if you're an individual who believes in what young people can do.
and be part of impacting #1 million teens.
Oh my god. I don't know about you, Trisha, but the Ascendance video always hypes me up, and I think it's the perfect start to our event. I see we have so many amazing students that we've been working with tuning in today and excited to get started.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite videos to see, the Ascendance videos. I feel like they always I don't know, it's always like a nice feeling when you see all the impact we've done all into like one full video.
Yep. And I think to our audience as well, I'm going to share with you guys a little secret. I know you're wondering, oh my goodness, how is it like being as an Ascendance apprentice? Where do you even get started? How do I join Ascendance? And Trisha, I recently found out that your first ever Ascendance event was actually a Backstage Spotlight episode, right?
Yeah, it was. It's actually how I got to know Ascendance. I watched one of the Backstage episodes. I think it was with Dato, Nicola, and David. And then I joined like one of your conferences and applied for the apprenticeship program, and like now I'm here like hosting with our CEO, which is amazing.
So if all of you are wondering how you can join Ascendance, you're at the right place. This is how Trisha started. So if you're going to be the next Trisha and post probably next year's Backstage, I think you're on the right track in a way. But before we jump into that, make sure that you do your friends the favor and let them know that this episode is happening as well. So tell them, send the link to your contacts, send the link to your school group, send the link on your Insta story. I don't know, put it out there so that other Gen Zs who may be able to find us, who may be able to benefit from this, especially from your schools and communities, can tune in as well. And especially because for all of you who are not familiar with the Backstage series, this is actually edition 4 of Backstage Spotlight. So it is the last edition and our second last episode. And what that means is every edition is a combination of 2 episodes and a competition. So you have episode 7 that's happening today and episode 8, the last Backstage Spotlight episode that will be happening 2 weeks from now. And by attending both of these episodes and joining the journal competition after that, you not only become eligible for an e-certificate, but you also become eligible for co-curricular marks. Oh my goodness, I think this is why Backstage Spotlight is one of my favorite events. So if you're wondering, yeah, if you're wondering how do you start, Trisha is going to share with us a little bit about what you need to do to make sure that you become eligible for all these things.
Well, first thing first is to make sure you fill up the attendance form for today's episode, which is episode 7, and also attend episode 8 and fill up the attendance form, which will be in 2 weeks. And the third and final step is to make sure you submit your journal and form for the journal competition. So if you do not submit all 3 forms correctly, you might not be able to receive your certificate. So make sure you follow all 3 steps so that you can get your certificate and possibly get your Coco marks as well.
Yep. I see Abhi saying another competition. Let's go. We have
Yes.
Divinan saying, oh my goodness, where is the link? So we're going to put up the QR code now for you guys to actually scan and register your attendance. The team has also dropped the link in the comments. So make sure you guys fill in the form, scan, click, screenshot, do what you need to do, but make sure you fill in this attendance form. This is super, super important. That's how we can award and appreciate you for joining in today. And at the same time, let's take a minute, like as we fill in that form, to give a shout out and a huge thank you to the Malaysian Ministry of Education for making this event possible and making all of these additional resources available for events like Backstage Spotlight to exist. So thank you guys. Thank you, KPM.
Yes. So while you guys are filling in the form, we just want to let you know that we are so excited to have you all joining us here today at the Backstage Spotlight, featuring 2 amazing people from Avery Dennison, who are actually one of Ascendance's main partners in 2022. And a little secret, they are also a Fortune 500 company.
So if you guys don't know, a Fortune 500 company is one of the top 500 companies in the world. So you guys are actually going to be meeting 2 people who work from the Malaysian and Singapore division of one of the world's biggest companies. So for all of you who may not be familiar yet, Every Dennison is a material science and manufacturing company specialized in the design and manufacture of a wide variety of labeling and functional materials. So they were founded in 1935, and Every Dennison is today a global company with locations in over 50 countries and that employs more than 36,000 people worldwide. So you can imagine the huge scale, the huge impact they have, and they also go out of their way to support causes, to support things like Ascendance and making the work that we do possible. So, with that, I think I'm so excited to meet these 2 speakers and learn a little bit about how they went from once everyday students like you and me to today working in this global organization.
Yes. So I think it's time to introduce our speakers, right, Harsha?
Yeah, so if you guys haven't already guessed it, I saw some correct answers, but we're going to tell you the tea behind these 2 brilliant people.
Yes. So our first speaker is actually Andy Chee, the Director of Human Resources from the Asian Label and Graphic Materials company called Avery Dennison. So a little backstory about Andy. He actually graduated from the National University of Singapore with a BBA in Marketing and Finance. And you know what? It's actually by unplanned and sheer coincidence when he first landed himself a role in human resources. But you know what? He has actually enjoyed the journey so much and he has not looked back since. So, across his 12 years of Asia Pacific experiences, he has learned that while people may come from different backgrounds as well as cultures, the one who truly excels are those with a passion and have a strong purpose for what they do. So, in his free time, Andy enjoys drinking all types of tea, and when travel is possible, he enjoys going to special locations to brew a good cup of tea with his family, his loved ones, and friends.
Oh, that's so sweet. And how do you accidentally end up in a career? In this interesting. Remember to keep those questions, guys. To digest, keep the questions, and get ready to ask them to our speakers. Moving to our second speaker, we have Joey Chee, a finance business partner at Every Dennison's ASEAN Label and Graphic Materials division. Joey grew up here in the east coast of Malaysia. She's from Kuantan. So all of you Kuantan fans or people from Kuantan, make sure you make some noise in the chat. and let us know below if you are from Kuantan as well. She's someone who loves beaches but moved to Kuala Lumpur for her university, where she graduated from the University of Malaya in a Bachelor of Accounting. That's where she started her journey dealing with the numbers and the finances, and has been in the same field for more than 15 years today. Other than the numbers and the money, she loves talking to people to understand the different characters and cultures of people and their surroundings. She believes that there is no single approach that is the right one to deal with each and every individual. And that's why she enjoys communicating with people to learn different people management skills, different ways they think, and in her free times enjoys cooking and eating, as well as enjoys nature and does amazing healthy activities like hiking. Oh my goodness. So I think we are now all properly ready. I see some questions coming in for our speakers already. Okay, guys, calm down, relax. They're almost here.
Yes, so you know what? Without further ado, let's welcome Andy and Joey to our virtual stage with this awesome intro video prepared by our own Ascendance apprentices.
All right. Hello, Andy. Hello, Joey. How are you guys doing today?
Hello, good morning. Very good. I'm very excited today to see so many people here. And I see all the comments, a lot of positive energy. Yeah, very excited to spend this beautiful Saturday morning with you guys.
Okay, guys, our goal is to make Joey's Saturday an amazing one. So keep the energy going. Andy, how are you doing?
Very good too. And like Joey said, right, I see all the energy coming through the comments. I'm not physically there with you, but I can already feel it, coming. It's like there's epic, there's woo, there's yay. Fantastic. Love the energy.
Yeah, and I think we're also curious to get to know you. There are already questions for you in the chat, which is a bit, guys, our job is to ask the questions, okay? So I appreciate the questions, but keep them coming, and we'll be taking them shortly to ask Joey and Andy all of your burning queries and thoughts. But before we get started, Trisha and I were just saying, we love like talking to you guys, but the audience, maybe they're not so familiar with you, right, Trisha?
Yeah. So you know what? To kickstart today's amazing event, we're going to play a quick rapid fire question to get to know you guys better. The audience, you can join in too by commenting your answers in the YouTube comments as well.
Yeah. So Andy, I know in your introduction you said you like to drink tea, but now it's time for us to spill the tea on both of you and get all your secrets out there for the audience. So are you guys ready? Okay, can. All right, audience, make sure you guys answer along with this so that we can get to know you, and Andy and Joey can get to see how you guys are like, so we can expose you all also equally, right, audience? Okay, all right, Trisha, take us away with question number one.
All right. So question number one is, what was your first job?
Ooh, first job.
Myself first?
Yeah, Andy,
Good.
go first. Take us away.
Yeah. My very, very first job was I was actually an assistant at a sales counter selling accessories. Selling I would say uh simulated diamond accessories. That was when I
What?
was in my first year of my university. So we had a longer break. I took on a part-time assignment for 6 months, right? And it was standing at the counter and selling it. So it was from a 9 to 9:30 job.
Oh my goodness, 9 to 9:30. Okay, that's so like 12 and a half hours or half an hour.
Yeah, 12 and a half hours in the day. And we will have breaks, right? In between, we'll have breaks. They took good care of us. There was a staff canteen and all. But I really enjoyed it because you stand and then you will talk to different customers who come. They'll look for different things. You have to help them, have nice conversations. It was actually a really, really nice way to spend my holidays. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, diamonds are everyone's best friend. So yeah, everyone is so shocked right now. Okay, the audience is losing their minds. Joey, what about you? What was your first role?
Okay, my first role actually, if let's say I'm talking about, I wanted to share this before I actually graduated. My first job is actually a receptionist in a factory. So a
Okay.
little bit about that. Why is it so? Because I was going there to interview for a part-time job to be a QC in the factory because I
Okay.
wanted to
Quality
be in the
control. Okay.
operation. Yes, yes, operation quality control. That but then because of certain reason, then they have this vacancy. I said, okay, temporarily you become a receptionist. Then after that, we see whether we got chance we expose you into the factory. So that's my first job that yeah I want to share here. So that's before I graduate. Is after my form 5. So be there about 3 months. Yeah, but also still haven't got the chance to go into the factory.
Oh wow. I think. But do you ever end up in the factory though, just to like see, no?
No, I didn't get the chance. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So mean, all right. I think the audience also is sharing their first job stories. Guys, when do you have time to do a job? You guys are like, what, 14, 15? Someone said they sold nasi lemak in their primary school canteen. Trisha, do you have a first job story that I don't know about?
Um, I think I volunteered at a pet shelter. It wasn't really a job, but I did get like pocket money for like helping out in an animal shelter during the school holidays when I was like, I don't know, 12 or 13, I guess.
Someone said I sold A4 paper for 10 cents. Okay. Someone else said, okay, I love this comment. I understand now why they're amazing. Yeah, if you can work for 12 hours and you can work as a receptionist as a factory, you can do anything. Okay, that's super hard job. I think like before Ascendance, the first job I had, if you count this, it's not even a job. It's in kindergarten, they do like simulated restaurants. I was the waitress because I cannot cook and I'm terrible at everything else. Someone else cashier at their brother's cafe during school holiday. Oh my goodness, 13 years old. Okay, lah, Uni, you're a normal kid, you don't have a job, good. So school having jumbo sale. Okay, before as you guys keep the answers coming, let's move to our second rapid fire question. All right, quick ones. All right, what is your favorite childhood snack? Ooh, yeah. Come on,
Childhood snack.
anything? Yeah.
For me, okay, my favorite snack would be, I don't know if you've seen this biscuit before, but it is in a orange packaging and it's a very long packaging and it's called Tasty. I wonder if you've seen that. It's called Tasty. It writes Tasty and it's a long packaging. The biscuit is actually a very long thin stick. So the biscuit is actually salty and a little sweet, but it's a very crispy long biscuit called Tasty, and I love it. So every day when I walked down from my grandmother's place, right, I'll go down a little hill, right, and then just before you reach the bus stop, there will be a little like kiosk. We call it a mama shop. I don't know if that's the same thing that you say that
Yeah,
in Malaysia. Same, right? Mama shop, right?
yeah.
And then if I was good that day, I did my homework well enough, fast enough, my grandmother will buy me a packet of tasty biscuits. So it's like a long.
Oh, so cute.
That was my favorite, and I'll be really happy.
Okay, wow. And their branding is so good. They actually call the biscuit tasty. Okay, brilliant. Joey?
Myself, I'm not sure whether you have seen these chocolates candy. It's in the shape of egg. So there's a
A.
lot of yeah, egg, number 8.
Oh,
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah, there's a lot of different small candies, chocolate candies there. Yeah, that's my favorites. Yeah, because I always like I will keep that. Then I will eat one of it. Then I can share with my siblings. Then after that, then I can keep it for the days as well. So that's yeah. So I always so sometimes now I still see that, but I couldn't remember the names like Andy. So I just remember the shape. Yeah.
Can you
yeah.
see my phone? Oh, you can't see my phone.
No, we
But
cannot.
I was searching for tasty biscuit. So if you search for tasty biscuit on the internet, you would actually see the image of that biscuit.
Okay,
It's
everyone go
still
search now.
available.
Okay. I'm gonna first next I go Singapore. It's the first thing I'm gonna get. Okay, man. And now we know what to buy, Joey, to remind her of her childhood. All of you are saying you guys like Tam Tam. You guys like Super Ring. You guys like chicken nuggets. Okay, Mimi, grilled cheese. Okay, your childhood is
Ooh.
nice. Okay, let's move to the next question. What do we have next to shoot at them, Trisha?
Okay, so our next question is going to be, what is your phobia?
Ah,
Ting.
what is my
Terrifying
phobia?
question. Joey, do you want
Yeah,
to go first?
yeah. When you talk about this one, then I can think about it already. Phobia of heights, so I cannot go anything more than 2 stories. So even at homes, if you want me to change the light bulbs, then I couldn't climb up to the stairs. So that's the phobias that I have.
2 stories is very high. I stand on a ladder and I get like dizzy already. So we share the fear of heights. Andy?
I don't exactly have a phobia that I remember of, but if you ask me if I would have a reaction to something, then probably my phobia would be maybe snakes. Maybe snakes. Because I can tell you this, right? I mean, like heights and stuff. I just go by the fact, and I mean, everyone, when you look at heights, you're like, oh, this is tall and this is dangerous, right? But you just tell yourself you're safe, right? And then it goes. I think it's snakes because I used to remember I visited a snake farm before, and I think there was like an open area where you could like step through the snakes, and I remember I was terrified to try and step through all the snakes, but they were sleeping, and we were told you can touch their bodies, they are cool and they are nice to the touch and all. I still but I think that's probably my phobia if you were to look at it.
Okay, that is terrifying. Maybe this was too scary a question. I can feel the audience all getting depressed. We have Sheelina who says all bugs are her phobia. We have someone saying, bro, flying roach. Okay, yeah, I think that's everyone's phobia.
I see
I'm
phobia of clowns.
Oh my god, that's a good one. That's a good one. I am actually so scared of clowns. You know, when you're a kid, they invite like all the mascots and all of that, like go McDonald's and all. I'm terrified of those things. I'm terrified of them when I was a kid. I'm terrified of them now. So that's the answer that I'm locking in. As we look through our audience's answers, Trisha, do you have any phobias?
I have a phobia of like tiny holes, like the one you see on sponges and stuff like that. I just can't see them because I get like really anxious whenever I see them. And another thing would be lizards, because lizards they never make up their minds. They're always like on the walls, and I'm so scared that they would fall on me. So I try to stay away from lizards.
All right. I see some brave people like Aini says, I don't have a phobia, lol. Okay. You're not scared of lizards, bro? Really? Okay. I got terrified by toy dolls that look like humans for children. Okay. I see someone's not a horror movie fan. Okay. And clowns. Yes, clowns is a very popular answer. Okay. Thank you, all of you, for being so truthful and honest. Let's go to the next question. Oh, this is a good one. Trisha, do you want to start us off?
Sure. This is yes. What is your favorite childhood cartoon? Okay.
Okay. I'm a Phineas and Ferb fan, hands down. What about you, Andy? What's your favorite childhood cartoon?
Okay, I have two favorites that I cannot decide between, and I still keep all my toys from the two favorites. Okay, and the first one is Transformers. The second one
Okay.
is He-Man. I wonder if you all know about He-Man.
Oh my gosh, I know He-Man. I have this friend who loves He-Man. Oh my goodness.
He-Man and the
Okay.
Masters of the Universe, right? And Transformers. These are both my super favorites.
Oh my goodness. We have Wonder Pets. We have Octonauts. We have so many. Oh my god. We have Adventure Time. There's one weird person who says Courage the Cowardly Dog. That is not a good cartoon. That is my phobia. Okay. If you guys know if you guys watch a creepy cartoon, okay, Joey, please give us a good answer. Unlike this audience.
What I like is actually Doraemon. So until now, also I still like Doraemon. Yes, and I like the songs. Then I like the storyline of Doraemon. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Doraemon. Okay. Nice. All right. Okay, Aini agrees. She's like, yes. All right. Okay, completely. All right. Others are saying, what is Kachang story? Okay, I have to check this out later. Kachang story. All right.
We have
Then we
Tom and
have
Jerry. I love Tom and Jerry. Oh my god.
Tom and Jerry. Someone says Ascendance as your favorite cartoon. Wow, thank you guys. I don't know if that's a compliment. Someone, okay, we have Transformer gang. Andy, your gang is here. Okay,
Yeah,
Transformers. Okay,
Optimus Prime.
Okay, Optimus Prime. All right. Someone else is okay. Hardik says, I'm still struggling till now to draw Doraemon. Okay. Childhood ruined because you cannot draw it. Okay. So many Doraemon fans. Oh my god, Emily is also a Doraemon fan. Okay. Sukuna. All right. Okay, Joey, you're getting too popular. We better move to the next question before everyone starts going into the Transformers and Doraemon mode. Okay. The next one we have is, it's so personal. What is one of you? Oh, sorry. What is your favorite ding, 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 movie or genre? Ooh. Do you have a favorite movie? What's your favorite movie? Any?
Yes, yes,
Go.
yes. I
Yeah.
actually grew up with this series, right? I was in my teens when it first started, and it was the Harry Potter series. I wonder if all of you watched the Harry Potter.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
when I'm still thinking of a time, a good time, right? With let's say family, we will just find one of the Harry Potter movies and play it. So I like watched it like countless times, countless times. Yeah.
Okay. The audience is so triggered right now. Okay. Can. All right. Joey, what about you?
Yeah,
What's your favorite movie?
I'm still trying to think about a movie because I seldom watch a movie. So
Hmm.
when I watch TV, it will be like when I was young, it will be like Doraemon, some of these cartoons. So I couldn't think of anything about movie. Yeah.
Okay, favorite genre then. What do you like watching? I see we have some horror fans, we have some like action fans, musical fans. So what kind of like entertainment do you like?
Horror movie is one of it. But then
Really?
I won't be able to finish the whole movie. That's why I said, yeah, it when my family is playing those, then I very excited. I wanted to watch with them. So, but then it's just like maybe 10-15 minutes, and I would just walk away. Yeah. So I wanted to, but then I just too scared.
Okay. Okay, I'm too shocked by this answer. All right. Okay, I need to look at some nicer answers. Okay, some people says comedy, some people says action and mystery. Some people just say my favorite movie is Moana. Okay, I agree, bro. So many people are saying Moana. I'm a bit worried. Okay, cool, cool. All right, Trisha, you better take us to the next question while I process Joey and the horror movies. Oh my goodness.
All right. So our next question is maybe a little bit more simpler, which is what is one of your nicknames?
Uh,
Hmm?
do you want the funniest nickname or do you want the sweet nickname?
Funniest.
Funniest nickname? Okay, my very close friends in secondary school call me Shishi.
Why? So sweet.
Because my surname it's actually a like what do you say, the an English translation of Koh, Koh. So when I was registered, when I was born, right, and registered for my name, my mom decided to use the Chinese Hanyu pinyin. They call it a pinyin, so it becomes
Mhm.
Xu from Koh. So my best friends used to come around and call me, "Hey, Shishi, are you going to go for lunch with us? Shishi, where are you?" So that's my funny nickname.
Okay, the audience is glad that you shared this. They're like, oh my god, why? All right, Ken. What about you, Joey? Any embarrassing nicknames or funny nicknames?
Yeah, I think I have one which I share with my pet because during university time I have a very cute rabbit. So I call him Beat Beat. So during my whole university journey, actually my friends all call me Beat Beat. So that's my name for the 4 years. Yeah. So from
Oh
far,
my
sometimes they would just call me, "Hey, Beat Beat, come here."
god! Why did you name
Yes.
your rabbit that in the first place, though?
I find it just cute. So yeah, it's a rabbit. Then I just call it Beep Beep. Then after that, I become a Beep Beep as well. Yeah.
Oh my god, so cute.
And
That's
until now, when they sometimes they text me, they will still start with Beep Beep. Yeah.
Oh my god, so cute. I think the audience is articulating it the best. We have someone who says, wow, ha ha ha, okay. Someone else says, that's just so cute. Alright, definitely agreed. Someone else is just laughing, you guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'll share my most embarrassing nickname. So you guys know I have a sister called Hira, so she's my older sister. So everyone in the whole school just remembers Hira, and but they can't pronounce Hira, so they call her Hera. So because they see me, they call me Hera. So my most embarrassing nickname is Hera, and I'll be like in sports or something, and they'll be like, "Run, Hera, run!" And I'm like, "But my name is Harsha." So most embarrassing nickname, Trisha.
Um, okay, mine was actually a vegetable. I used to be called pumpkin because my friends they don't like pumpkins, but I love pumpkins and I love the month of October because of Halloween and everything. So my friends used to call me pumpkin. Yeah.
Oh, so wholesome, so cute. All right, we shall spice it up with our next question, which is, do you have a hidden talent? Ooh, okay. Tell us all of your secrets now. Joey, do you have a hidden talent? Or what is your hidden talent, you know?
Um, is cooking a hidden talent?
I mean, it is
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, I think yeah, I like to cook and I can actually cook well once I taste the food, then after that I actually can guess what is the ingredients and try to make it for my family. So yeah. So I think when I tell people that I can cook, then hardly got people believe it. Yeah.
But you really can taste and then replicate.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Okay.
So I think I got that from my mom. So my mom is a good cook. Yeah.
That is crazy though. Okay, remind me to go for dinner with Joey and then just be like, take her to the best restaurants, then be like, oh, Joey, next week can you cook this? Okay. All right. Thanks, Joey. And Andy, what about you? Your hidden talent.
My hidden talent.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't call it a talent, but when I was ever since I was 5, my mom said, Andy, you got to go and learn how to draw. And I said, really draw? And she said, yeah, you can draw Transformers. So I said, okay, fine, I will go and learn how to draw, right? So from the age of 5, I've always loved drawing. So when I started doing more of like still life sketches, so I would sit and it was actually a bit painful for me because as a child I still remember, right, my teacher will put an orange, an apple, and a pear on the table, and she'll say sketch it. So I'll just use a line and I'll just draw out the line of the apple. Then I'll just draw out the line of the orange. And so you will end up with 3 shapes, right, on the paper. Then she'll tell me, no, look at this, while that orange is just orange and it's a circle, you can see that there's a dark to light shade, right? How can you use different blacks to express different shades of the orange? And then I'll be like, oh yeah, and then she would tell me, okay, if you want to shade, you use your 6B pencil, you can use your 4B to create more of an outline, you use your 2B to create the sharpness of the image. Notice the shadow. If I change the light, the shadow moves. And I was like, wow, that's really interesting. Right. So I started with shading, and then I progressed on to doing watercolors, and I progressed on to doing oil painting, right? And then my final course that I did, and I'm still doing it when in one of my jobs. Actually, I took a night class. I went for a jewelry design course, so I can actually design jewelry of my own. And that's why you realize my first job, right, was actually selling accessories, right? So I kind of like took on that bit of that hobby. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know who is more shocked, me or the audience. Okay, I think I feel like everyone is going like, whoa, everyone is so excited now. So okay, let's not put them under too much stress. Let's skip over to our last question so that we can wrap up this rapid fire, because I'm sure now they are all fired up at the very least to ask you guys more questions about the stuff that you do. So Trisha, what is the last thing we have in store for today?
Well, our last question is, name 3 words that describe yourself the best. Only 3 words.
Hmm. Okay, how would you answer this, Trisha? I'm so curious.
Okay, for me, I am. I feel like I'm more introverted because I'm very quiet in school. I'm investigative and I analytical, I guess. Yeah.
So when we ran through this, the 3 words that just came out of my mind was sarcastic, funny, and sleepy. And Maha laughed at me so much and said, "That is so good of a description that now I'm a bit terrified and I'm a bit concerned." But anyway, Andy, what is your 3 words that would describe you?
My 3 words. Okay. I would say this. I would say number one, I would say fast. I like to do things fast. I like to walk fast. So if any of you have walked together with me, you will find it a mini sprint. I used to tell some of my friends, I say, if I walk too slowly, I feel my heart isn't beating. So fast. My second one is curious. I use and I tend to ask a lot of questions, right? Because I'm really curious about how things are done. Why do we do it in a certain way, right? To get to know people. So fast, curious. And I think the last one, I will actually say this, I'm happy, right? And I know that there are moments in life whereby it can be difficult, it can be stressful, right? But try to look on the happy side, the positive side, and then you realize everything becomes easier. Yeah.
Okay, you didn't have to hit us so hard. All right, Johnny.
Yeah, I think the first words I would say is calm. So I think I always like to calm and relax. So that's one. The other one is actually lazy. So actually maybe
Why?
most of y'all don't know. So I'm actually a very lazy person. Yeah. Then the third one is focus. So yeah, why is it third one is a focus? Because like I say, I'm a really lazy person, so I cannot do everything because I'm too lazy to do that. So I need to be focused and prioritize. Then I will just pick what I wanted to do. Then that's a focus coming to my mind. Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool. I like that answer. I think the audience likes the answer. So, okay, okay, very nice. And I think our audience is also telling us a little bit about themselves, a little bit about how they are as well, so we can get to know them. Some of them says they're funny, clumsy, and smart. Okay, that's good for you, I guess. Some of them said they're funny, soft, and okay. A lot of you are clumsy. I'm a bit worried now. But okay, next to our moving to our next section, I think this has been really like an amazing way to get to know you both. I'm so amazed by your answer. I did not expect any of this. And I think the audience also now wants to know a lot more about your journey, how you guys started to get to where you are today.
Yes, I'm so excited as well to get to know more about you guys. But however, before we get started and move into our main Q&A session, we're going to take a quick little 1 minute break. Now, the audience, you can start typing in your questions during this break. And meanwhile, while doing that, you can enjoy this quick video on how you can join Ascendance. And we'll be right back with you.
Yeah, so get those questions.
Join Ascendance now to be part of the teenage entrepreneur community.
All right.
Hi, welcome back everyone to the Backstage Spotlight. So, for those of you who are just joining us, hi everyone, we are here with Joey and Andy from Avery Dennison, a Fortune 500 company and one of Ascendance's main partners.
Yep, and before the break, I think we were just learning more about our two amazing speakers and how they were like when they were students like us. So I think we can start off. I'm gonna, take this opportunity and sneak in the first question that before we jump to our audience questions. But I think the first question that we have to start off is, how were you guys like when you were in high school? I mean, we heard a little bit about you guys when you were kids. We heard a little bit about you guys when you were adults. But tell us, what were you like in your secondary school years? Just as you were in Form 4, Form 5. Were you the top students, the shy, quiet ones, the athletic ones, the ones who were involved in everything, or the ones who only sleep in class the whole day? So, Joey, do you want to start us off?
Yep, can. So yeah, during that time, as I mentioned just now, I'm a lazy person. So it's and also a very shy person. So I'm very quiet. I'm not very active in school. So yeah. So if let's say I can avoid to go to school, I will do that. So yeah, there's no extra activities that I usually will volunteer to join. So that's my the secondary school times of yeah.
Oh, okay. Some people I think can relate. They say that I'm just an average student. Okay. Andy, what about you? How you like in secondary school or in school in general?
I don't know if I should be setting a bad example, but I will tell you this is a bad example, okay? But I used to enjoy my school. I used to enjoy school a lot because of my friends. It's like, I will wake up in the mornings and say, yeah, I'm going back to school and I'm going to have a good day with my friends. And I always look forward, I have like a little group of buddies, right? We will do everything together. But I just couldn't take extra lessons. So it was like, when I couldn't wait for the bell to ring and then we would go for our extra activities, like you go for your sport activities and stuff, right? And I love that, right? And I still remembered this. I used to have a Chinese teacher. She was very dedicated, and on hindsight, when I visited the school again after I graduated and everything, I was so appreciative of her because she really gave me fantastic scores, right, from the national exams and everything because of all the coaching that she gave us, right. But I used to remember because she would stand at our door just before the bell would ring, and it would be once the last teacher left the class, we would be like in a haste to pack and go off our next activity. And she'll step in and say, all of you stay back because I have a questionnaire for you to do. And we'll be like, oh, why? So me and my buddies, our target was to quietly pack as the teacher was making the last statements. And before our Chinese teacher would step into the classrooms, we will dash out from the back of the room so that we would say no, we didn't hear what you were saying, and we wouldn't stay back, right? But she was passionate. She would chase after us actually, and I think she ran really fast. So
Maybe your
yeah,
teacher missed a calling in sports.
she was so dedicated. She was so dedicated to her art, and I would say no. Now when I think back and I look back, I say, wow, that kind of dedication, it's amazing, and I really owe a lot to her. Yeah, for my good grades in my mother tongue, Chinese. Yeah.
Oh, and I think Singapore, Malaysia, we have amazing teachers, and even I think all around the world, teachers are the most dedicated, the most high intensive job, and the biggest impact in a sense because they literally teach the whole country in a way. So thank you, teachers. We appreciate all your dedication.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yep, yep.
So I actually have a question for you guys. So I just want to know, what was your first working experiences like? Like, where did you get started?
Ah. Okay, so I was saying that, my first experience ever doing a formal job where I signed the contract, right, was when I was doing a sales assistant job, right? So I was selling accessories and all, right? And I say how it really felt for me was that you will go to shopping centers and you will go around and there will be people who will be helping you, right, find the size of your clothes or your shoes, right? You can't reach something, they will help you, right, and everything. I was always really curious how it felt, right? And then when I said we started at 9 to 9:30, was because I would go in early and you have to do the stock take, right? Because you have to stock take and tell yourself how many items you display out. You have to make sure that that stays there, right, for the day. And you get a briefing on what you should do, what you shouldn't do for the day. What are some of the special promotion items for the day? You have to make sure you put up the right signs, right? And then when the customers come in, I still remember because it was I would go to one of the stores that was Japanese, right? So it was attached to a Japanese company. And this store, when the store opens, you actually have to stand in line. And then when the first customers come in, you will have to bow, right? So you'll bow to the customers. And then after the
Wow.
music finishes, yeah, you'll bow. And then after the music finishes, you'll run to your store and you'll stand there and then you'll man your store, right? So I would always be on a countdown. By what time would I close my first sale? Who would buy the first thing for me from the morning, right? And that was always the most exciting thing, right? And sometimes, the day will go by an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and no one would buy anything. And then you'll be wondering, what should I do for the day? And then somehow or rather, a savior comes around and buys your first thing for the day.
Well, what's your record? What is the fastest you've closed your first sale in?
oh, the first sale. We will be standing in a line and bowing, right? And actually, someone would come walking towards me, and I recognize her to be the person from the day before. And she was like, I'm in a hurry, I need to get to office. Yesterday I saw this, but I need to buy it. And I'll be like, sure, sure, sure. So I'll run away from the line and go there. And the cashier isn't even set up because everybody is along the line, right, to bow and greet the customers, right? And I'll be like fumbling for the packaging, and she'll be like, no, 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 don't pack, just put everything, just take it and put it in the bag. I need to rush for work, and I'll be running to the cashier. The cashier will be dashing, right? So that's the fastest. Even before the greeting music ends, I made my first sale for the day. Yeah.
Okay, guys, don't play at Andy. Okay, respect your sales assistants next time you go shopping, and think of Andy running from the stall to the counter to help you guys out. All right. So next, I think Joey, tell us about your first experience, your first major working experience. How was it like?
Yeah, my first working experience actually is in a very small scales tax firm. So it's doing tax for the clients. So like all the tax submissions on a yearly basis. So that's the time actually is the most that I communicate with people, especially for those people that I don't know, because we need to talk to clients to understand that their accounts, to understand their business. Then only we can do a tax filing for them. So and then that time is actually there is a lot of clients, a small scale businessman, like we have hawker center owner, we have a grocery shop owner. Then I every time when they come, so I feel that they are very angry. There are a lot of frustration. So then when I talk to them more, actually, I understand that all the frustrations come from they don't really understand what is needed to be done. So I think that's the times that actually I start to pick up the communication skills, talk to them, and I understand their needs and how we can actually add value to them. So that time actually there's a lot of conversations. And when you see the clients come back in the next period of time, then they understand more. So you can see they're calm, so they don't frustrate. So that time actually I pick up two things. One is actually the communication skill, how to talk to different people, because there will be a calm people to talk to you. There also can be a very angry people to talk to you. So that's the things that I pick up the most about my communications, to deal with different people. And the other thing is actually what I understand is even a small things that we know about the skills that we have. So we cannot expect everyone have the same understanding. So that's the value that actually we can add it to people. Yeah. So that's the two things that I pick up a lot from my first job. Yeah.
Well, you have a lot of fans. So many people are like, yes, I don't like talking to people at all. Oh my goodness. So, a lot of, I would say, agreement on that. How do you learn how to handle like people who are like, angry, and like talking to people like strangers itself is very scary. But how do you handle them when they're angry and upset and still be able to help them?
I think the first thing that we need to do is listen. So we have to understand why are they angry. So because some people, if they're angry, they just wanted to express how they think, what what bothered them. So I think by listening, even though you have to invest sometimes to listen, 10 minutes. So sometimes some client would just come and sit down and talk to you 30 minutes to complaints from A to Z. So I think listening, after listens, understand them, then only trying to help them to resolve issue and explain to them piece by piece. Yeah, I think that's actually help. So listening is a very very important one. Yeah.
Okay, guys, no more walking backwards away slowly from the angry people in your life. Now you have to listen and you have to apply Joey's advice. Okay, all right, but no, it was very, very nicely done. And again, I can see from the chat that so many people can relate and feel what you're saying. Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe we can move to some of the questions in the audience as well. I think, okay, guys, we're done ignoring you. We will answer your questions. Okay, okay, okay. A lot of them actually want to know a little bit about how your life is right now. So I think we are going to take this question from one of like our students. And by the way, guys, if you guys have more questions, make sure you drop it in the class. I know it's so distracting when Andy and Joey speak and you're listening to them and relating to them, but make sure you drop your questions as well in the chat. But we're gonna take this question by Joshina first, which is how does it feel like to work in Avery Dennison now? So you guys have grown so much, right? So are you like in control now, relaxed now? How does it feel today?
Ah. So let me say this, right? Working in every Dennison, um, I've been in Avery Dennison for about a year. Before that, I was with other companies, right? So you can look me up on LinkedIn, right? If you understand LinkedIn, right, on online and stuff, yeah, look me up there. And I I actually say this of Avery. Um, we are really surrounded by a group of very passionate people, right? They are really interested not just in saying, oh, I want to sell something or I just want to promote the company, but they're also interested in returning to the communities and also on a very key topic in every and priority that's called sustainability. So it is about how do we ensure we create an economy that is responsible, that as we deal with our customers, as we bring our products right to life, to the consumers, that we are being responsible for our actions to the earth, to the communities that we live in. And I really feel so happy every time I see that our team actually goes out and helps others that are living around us, right? And to date, for example, in ASEAN, across the different countries that we have had, we have approximately reached out to over 20 different, I would say, community purposes, right? Helping others, distributing food, for example. The last activity that I heard that we did in Thailand, for example, we actually manufactured notebooks for underprivileged children, right? And we made these notebooks by hand. We decorated them by hand, and we used materials that were what you call scrape material. So we learned how to convert them into usable paper that we could use for notebooks, and we made over 30 in a half a day exercise, all handmade, right? So it's like I think that many companies can promote their products, sell, do well, right? However, being so serious about returning to your communities and being sustainable, I would say I really felt that greatly from Avery. That's how I feel.
Amazing, amazing. And maybe turning the question a little bit to answer another question. Joey, can you maybe share with us a little bit about how you actually ended up in Every Dennison? How did you guys end up in this huge Fortune 500 company? This is a question we have from Ideal Anwar. Maybe Joey can give us some insight of how she landed in Every Dennison.
Yeah, I actually joined Every Denizens for about 2 years. So I actually from almost my 10 more than 10-year experience is always in a FMCG industry. Then you can see my backgrounds like what Andy mentioned in LinkedIn, right? Then Every Denizen is am I landed here is because of the when I speak when I talking to people from every denizens before I joined the company, actually I was speaking to HR person, speaking to the finance person and GM. Then I noticed that actually I see they are very passionate. So every one of them is also very nice. And when I'm talking to them separately, every one of them is not talking about their own function only. So it's like I can see there is a lot of teamwork. There's a lot of trust that in this company itself. That's why I joined this company. And like what Andy has mentioned also just now is like, yeah, everyone in this company is actually creating a value not only to themselves, like for example, just getting a salary and then that's the month, then I get my job done. So everyone's trying to create a value to the company and also to the community as well. Yeah, that's why I'm feeling very good to be in Avery Dennison. Yeah.
Very, very cool. And I think I didn't want to take this question, but everyone keeps asking it. So I think it's a good introduction to the question, which is how do you guys work with Ascendance really? And how does it make you feel? I don't know. They asked like this question like 3 times. I thought, okay, better take it and get it out of the way before we can move into the meat of the discussion. But maybe Andy, you want to take this since you work I think you are the one we've been bugging so much to make this collaboration.
No, not bugging at all. Actually, let me say this, right? I have been so happy and I would say really excited every time I get an email from the team. Why? Because I would say, right, there would definitely be challenges, pressures at the workplace, right? And what takes my mind off is when I know that I can make a positive impact, a really good positive impact. And I know Ascendance has been doing so much, right, for all of you, right, all of us. And when I actually receive an email, when I receive a call, for example, I actually feel energized because it's the good energies that all of you have, right? That you really want to make a difference to your fellow mates, right? That actually really makes Ascendant so powerful, right? And it's not one person's effort, it's not two people's effort, it's everyone. Like for example, today's session, right? We have everyone, so happy and glad to be together, so participative. That's what we really, really make out, right, together. And I still remember Harsha when we first met, right, at the first meeting, right? I can tell you, after the meeting was over and we continued with our business reviews, the energy in the room was at a high. It was so in your energies were so infectious. I would say we really really felt so good actually after that. So I would say, Ascendance, please keep up the good job. I'm really looking forward to the 1 million. When you hit 1 million, please make a big announcement. Yeah.
Well, the audience, you stole the hearts of all the audience really, so they're all very excited and touched now. So maybe I think, Trisha, we can jump into some of the questions that they are struggling with, and the things that I think Joey and Andy will be able to help them with better than us.
Yeah, so we actually have a question for you guys, which is, what were some of the main lessons that you learned from working that enabled you to grow into the person you are today?
Very good question. Very good question. For me, I think I learned that you need to have a strong purpose, right? I said that I'm fast, right? Earlier, I said that I'm fast, but sometimes when it's fast, it means that whatever comes on your plate, you just try to finish it, right? But sometimes as you're doing it, what's the purpose behind it? Who does it help? How does it serve others around you, right? What can people achieve because of your help, right? I think that purpose is so important. So before you start doing anything, right, sometimes just take 5 minutes and ask yourself, what's the purpose for me doing that, right? And when you realize that the purpose is strong, you will realize that you would tend to put in the best effort behind it, right? So for example, if your parents or someone always says, right, go and study, go and study, go and spend more time studying, stop watching the TV, stop playing your Nintendo, right? Nintendo, your what, Mario Kart. I know Mario Kart is amazingly popular now, right? Then what's the purpose for the advice? What's the purpose for studying, right? So when the purpose is strong and clear, you realize you put in the best effort. That's what I learned.
Amazing. Joey, what about you?
Yeah. So yeah, what I learned is I think the is understand yourself. So always understand yourself and then set your own definition of success. So it's not that what people think that is good, it can be good for you. So the most importantly, understand yourself, yeah, and practice that, define your success. Then that's the important one. So that you can plan and design how you want to achieve your own definition of success instead of doing what people think you should do. Yeah. And also like one of the examples that I could put in here is actually, for example, for certain students that their memory is not very good, so you can study a books for a week, but then you couldn't really remember 50% of it. Then find a place or find a times that actually suit yourself. So understand yourself how you can absorb more. It's not about, like people say, you must study 20 hours then you can remember. So understand that and then do that, test that out yourself. Then I think that is the lesson that I always practice. Yeah.
Like to be in a certain way. So I think the understanding yourself is such a good answer. Joey, maybe you can also answer this question for us from Ashari. So Ashari says, how do you guys handle conflict in group discussions? I mean, like when you're in school or office, then he goes, he. So how do you handle conflict? You mentioned this a little bit earlier, but maybe you can go a little bit more in depth, especially when people are difficult and so on.
Yeah, first thing to do is also go back to what I mentioned just now, listen. So even though in a group, then just listen to all parties. So listen to all parties, and then maybe if needed, then set up a separate conversation. Because sometimes, like for example, if let's say in the meetings or in the things that there's a conflict, a direct face conflicts, right? Then you might not get a very good outcome if let's say everyone is continue to talk in the same forum. So get some times for people to understand each other. So if needed, a separate groups and understand and also try to talk transparency and openly. So understand the situation, understand the people as well. Then after that, find a best way to actually convey the message and communicate. Then after that, we can actually regroup and say what is the issue. Yeah, because sometimes, like I mentioned just now, when you are dealing with angry people, they might not listen. Yeah, so listen to them first. Yeah.
Very, very well said. And I think, Andy, like maybe you just want to, give us a little bit of insight as well from your point of view.
Conflict, sometimes conflict is unavoidable, right? It means sometimes people have different ideas, right? And I go back to the point on purpose, right? What's the purpose for the conflict? Okay. Sometimes the purpose for the conflict is to share different ideas, right? So you have to learn as a team how to be more receptive, encourage around others to listen to ideas, to listen to alternatives, right? Like Joey was saying, learn to remain transparent and open. So to me, whenever there's a conflict in the group, I would first listen, like Joey said, and I would listen to the purpose of this conversation. If the intent is good, right? I would actually encourage that we speak up even more openly, and for those who disagree, to try to have a chance to listen in, right? Now, if, however, the cause of the conflict is simply to drive a wedge, right? Some people is just angry, they want to express themselves emotionally and all, right? I would actually take the chance to bring the person to one side, right? So I'll say, hey, come, let's go for, a bit of a tea or coffee, or, hey, come, let's take a quiet moment together, right? Just for a while, right? And sometimes you just need to step aside with this person, put them in a different environment, have them take some deep breaths, right? And really have a heart to heart conversation. Then that actually resolves the conflict, right? Because when you are always in the same situation, it goes on and on, right? But if you have the opportunity to take this person aside, why not, right? So there really isn't anyone with truly bad intentions. I think perhaps they may just be finding it difficult to express themselves. Okay, and then when you take this person aside, you hear them, you can actually help them to express themselves even better. Yeah.
Yep, and I think the audience is like really likes this answer. We have some great advice. We have some thank you so much from the person who asked it. We have some emojis as well going. "Whoop." Okay, so very, very, I would say, like real advice. It's like you guys can definitely see that this is from your experience and that it's so like relatable. It's so applicable. So okay, guys, like remember this. Put it down in your memory. I don't know about you, Trisha. I have no idea how I'm going to retain all of this good advice in my brain.
Yeah, I don't know how. Why don't we take a picture of this, like, to keep it in our brains forever?
Okay, that is a good point. So let's do a quick selfie check-in. So for everyone watching, what you can do is you can be like me and Trisha. We're gonna take a selfie with Andy and Joey right now. So you can pull out your phones as well and take a selfie with us. Make sure you tag Ascendance Pro when you are posting it up, and you tag every Dennison. And of course, as always, make sure you hashtag 1 million teams. So quickly pull out your phones. I'll do a quick sample here for you guys and take a selfie with Andy and Joey on my side. So everyone say cheese. Okay. And now for the audience. Let's give them a second. Give them our best faces. And go ahead, guys. All right. So post this out. Get started. And Trisha will walk us through the next question.
Yes. So our next question is actually going to be a question from our own Ascendance apprentice. So she's actually recorded a video for us. So let's listen to this question from Tanya, who is a 13-year-old student from Penang.
Hi everyone, my name is Dania. I'm 13, I'm from Penang, and I'm an Ascendance apprentice. I'm a part of the operations team of Ascendance. My question to Avery Dennison is, what does the future mean to Avery Dennison? Where do you guys see yourselves in 10 years' time? Thank you! Hashtag 1 million teams.
Tanya, why are you asking us so hard questions? Okay. All right. Maybe we can focus on the where do you guys see yourself in 10 years' time first?
Okay. So let me say what does the future look like to Avery too, right? We actually have a very very strong purpose, and it's very clear. We want to enrich packaging such that it can connect, all right, our customers, right, and as well as the brands or the products more closely together, right, and yet still remain very responsible to our communities, right? So it's like we are always saying how can us creating the packaging, the labels, and all right, how can we allow products to be better understood by our consumers? How can our consumers feel that they know more about what they are buying or using? Right. So it can be really interesting. There can be intelligent labels whereby it can be tracked by scanning, right? There are labels that you can peel several layers through, right? So you can actually see more information, right? Versus just one flat label and so on. So our future is really there's a lot about talking about intelligence. How do we make intelligent labels, right? So that's one of the things. Yeah. So just to share with you how a little bit of our future looks like, right? And of course the sustainability thing, as I was saying, that's a very very big part of our future, right?
And I know this
And
is the last quarter, right, where people are planning for next year, planning their future plans and all. So I heard Joey, you are the superstar in the last 3 months of the year, planning everything out with the team. So maybe you can take the second half of this question, which is where do you see things in 10 years?
I think things in 10 years that we'll see the business world is actually keep changing. So things are moving very fast, like all the digitals, all the intelligence things that Andy has mentioned. So I think, yeah, that's we need to keep ourselves actually updated with all how's the business world changing, and especially after this pandemics of for the past 3 years, right? So it's not we are not growing as like in the past that how is it being a constant. So there's a lot of things that we need to catch up and see how the industry and the whole world is moving. So I think that's the focus that keep understanding about the environment. So not only focusing only within the company itself, and yeah, and give back to the communities like the sustainabilities activities, all those things that will be the focus in the next 10 years as well. Yeah. So we are not only looking into the numbers, but then it's actually all these initiative about giving back to communities is a very big part of the key focus and priorities.
That is a very, very, very good, I would say, answer. And I think, like, as we wrap up and as we start to wind down, one question that I have that I think a lot of the audience has, and I'm just going to point some of them out. A lot of us have big dreams, we have big goals, and we have things we want to achieve. We want to do good for the community. I think everyone in the chat has that dream. But at the same time, sometimes it's like our own personal feelings, our own personal emotions stops us from doing that. So like when a few people are asking this, so I thought it's a nice note to end on, which is like Emmeline said, hi Joey and Andy, how do you guys manage yourself when you're emotionally not feeling okay and can't bring yourself to do the task at hand? And I think like a few other people also asking something similar. Like for example, I think we had Elisa as well, Elisa Chan, who said, hi Joey and Andy, you guys are amazing. I want to ask you, how do you guys overcome the emotions and all of that? So how do you make sure that you are able to put all of this aside and focus on these goals and focus on the things that you guys have so that you can give the best and you can achieve the things that you and the whole Every Dennison team are able to do? Joey, you want to start us off?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe for me is I'll put a pause on whatever I'm doing. So if let's say I'm really I know there's a timeline to rush and things like that, right? Putting a pause actually can let us have some times. It not necessary to be a 1 day pause. So you can have a 30 minutes or 1 hour pause to have a tea, to have some cold drinks or fruit juice for yourself, right? So the pause, leave everything's outside of your mind and then reprioritize, refocus, and then take a deep breath and refocus that. I think that's how I manage the emotions part of it. Yeah. Because that investment of the 30 minutes or 1 hours to take a pause, right, actually can help you to reprioritize a lot of things. And yeah, that's what really helps.
Oh my god. Yep, I agree. I feel like everyone has like is now sharing their tips. Someone says yes, amazing and sweet. So thank you so much, Joe. And Andy, what about you? What do you do to overcome all of these obstacles? Like some people say, like, okay, I want to be like you guys. Like you guys are my idols. How do I overcome procrastination and become more concentrated and focused when I'm completing my work?
Mm.
What's your secret, Andy?
I really like this question on procrastination, right? Sometimes some people will always say this, right? Let me do it tomorrow. And Harsha, you were also talking about, right? How do you help others? You want to do a lot for your community. What do you do, right? Okay. So I once used to have this conversation with actually a really senior mentor of mine when I was in my university days, right? And I used to procrastinate when I felt uncertain. Meaning, I looked at it and I said, I don't know how to do it. I don't know where I should even start. And I would say, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll think about it tomorrow, right? Maybe in the next hour. Then the next hour becomes the next day. The next day becomes the next week, and then the next week becomes the next month, right? And never ever start on it. Okay, or only until somebody gives you a deadline and tells you tomorrow you must do it, and then that's when you really do it, right? So for me, it's that sometimes the only way to get past this procrastination is to start small. Just take a very, very small step towards doing it. It means maybe, for example, you have to write a 1,000 word essay, or maybe you have to learn an entire chapter, 30 pages that you have to commit to your memory, right? Take a very small step to it. Just say, I will just read one page. I will just write 20 words. I will just write 100 words. I will write 100 words today and I'll write 100 words tomorrow, right? Just start really small. Like we say, I want to help the community. I want to help people around me, right? What should I do? Don't think about helping 100 people. Don't think about helping 1,000 people. Just small, random act of kindness, right? So, for example, can you hold the lift for someone? Can you help press the lift button for someone with many things in their hands? Can you hold the gate open for someone? Right? Can you help someone chase after the bus when you see them chasing after the bus? Right? You know the exciting chase, right, for the bus, right? So really find a small step and just take that little small step. No matter how difficult it may be, the minute you start taking one small step, you realize you can take many small steps. And these many, many small steps eventually help you to reach your target.
No, very, very, I would say true. And I see you guys have a lot of fans from your answer, and a lot of, I would say, people who have questions and thoughts that they want to share with you right now. I feel like some of them even are saying that you guys thank you so much for these answers and really appreciate it. And some of them are saying, I'm sick also. I'm sitting up to listen to this because it's so good. So I think let's end with this question. I'm so sorry. They just have too many questions. And I see some people say, I'm so tired, but I still want to watch this live because of you guys. So really, really nice. But a lot of people are saying this last question. I think here we have Shalina who's asking, like, how do you focus on a lot of things? And then, a few others also mentioned it earlier. Then we have people like Ashari saying, how do you prioritize all of the many things so you still have time for like family and self? So maybe we can end on this, which is how do you balance everything?
So what I do really is this, right? I know there are so many different things we have to do. In fact, on my mind now, there are 1,001 things to do. For example, I have a bag of laundry, right, waiting for me, right? I have to divide the laundry up. What do I basically wash by hand? What do I put in the washing machine? What do I send to the dry cleaners, right? So really ask yourself, right, when you have 1,001 things to do, right? Ask yourself which have the most immediate deadlines. Put those with the most immediate deadlines up first, right? So the deadlines are number one. I think about the deadlines. Okay. Number two, I prioritize by impact. So what is something that I can do that I know has the biggest impact, the biggest influence, the biggest help, right? I start to prioritize those first, right? And then I tell myself this, no matter how much I have to do in a day, I will always reserve some time for family together. So I will actually text my family and say, you know what, today from 7 o'clock, are all of you guys free? How can we meet somewhere? And then they say yes, and so on. So I basically say whatever that I need to do, I do it before 7, and from 7 to 9, I focus on one thing, and that's my family, for example. right? So I find the chance to find this strong focus and I make it that time. Nothing else matters at that time. I don't check my handphones. I don't check my emails. If my family is watching a program together, I sit down. If they are having dinner together, we sit down and have dinner, right? If we say, hey, let's go for a little walk, evening walk together, we go for that, right? And I just focus on that at the moment. So you just need to create a bit of that discipline in yourself in the day, right? And then after 9 o'clock hits, get back to your busy routines, right? That's how I manage.
Yeah, yeah. We have some amazings. We have some wow, the dedication and efforts. Okay, cool, cool. And Joey, end us off with this. What's your final advice for all of us tuning in today who want to have this balanced, focus, like passionate life in a way?
Yep. I think stay focused. So I would think that all of us should stay focused, no matter whatever you want to do. Maybe it's small things, maybe it's a big things. Understand yourself and stay focused. So you have to set your own, like I mentioned just now, set your own definition of success, what you wanted to achieve. So with that, then yeah, you can plan to what you wanted to do. So stay focused is very important, and that's always in my mind. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I think we have some people who are saying, like Aini saying, these people are really powerful. We have Darius saying, I love this. We even have some people saying, Divya Bharati saying, great meeting Joey and Andy from Avery Dennison. So I think thank you guys so much for actually like joining us and being here with us and sharing all of this. I had so much fun talking to you. Trisha, what about you? How do you feel?
Honestly, I was just like, it's so much advice, and like your answers have truly been so insightful, and it's actually really nice to hear that y'all go through like same problems that we as students go through, and like all the advice you're giving us. I think it's really going to make an impact on all of us. So thank you guys so much for all your amazing answers. It has truly been an amazing session to learn from you and hearing all your experiences as well.
Okay. Well, thank you, Andy and Joey. Oh, did you guys have as much fun as we did listening to you? I hope so.
Of course we
Yeah.
did, right? Harsha, Trisha, and all, right? On this, we really enjoyed our time, right? Because it really helps us to also think back, right, and recollect some really fun moments of our life too together. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And thanks for having us here. Yep.
Okay. And with that, I think we have to say goodbye to Andy and Joey. Oh my god, I'm so sad. You guys can keep the goodbyes coming. Make sure you send your love, send your appreciation. I see a lot of people are saying this is amazing. This is amazing. And all thank you so much for all the great answers. It's so nice. I love it. And we really appreciate you joining. We're going to go now for a short break before we come back and wrap up with the details on the competition, on the amazing things, the prizes, the opportunities that you have from Backstage itself. But before that, I think I agree for everyone. Oh, everyone is saying, why? Please stay. Okay. So before we start crying and in tears, I think it's time for us to part. So we'll play this video to hype you guys back up. It's actually the first ever release of our Global Young Change Makers highlight video. So you guys are the first people to see this. And I think with that, thank you so much, Andy and Joey. And we hope to see you again and have you for more of our events.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good
Yeah.
weekend.
Bye.
We'll see you.
Hashtag 1 million teens.
1 million teens.
Hashtag 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 1 million teens.
1 million teens.
Hashtag 1 million teens.
I'm living in Bangkok, Thailand.
And I'm from Delhi, India.
And I'm from West Java, Indonesia.
From the northwest region of Cameroon.
So great. Be open to ideas. Look at how other people are doing things.
Dreams are the things that doesn't let you sleep. Honestly, trust me, you will have so much fun when you are doing the things that you really love to do.
People should just know that you don't have to be a certain age to achieve something.
I encourage you to start That's the best advice that I can give you.
And it doesn't matter whether you're good, like if you're not good at something right now, you just have to find your passion and follow it.
One of the things I want to do is I want to encourage anyone that you're never too young to start protecting our environment.
Whatever you do as a leader, that's what your teammates will follow.
It's Mary the Big Red Basin.
We have so many exciting and fun things in store for you.
And welcome to the news that you can use.
What? My phone is jammed. Anthony me. And here my Anthony you. Mr. Cheesecake!
Is the way of the future. And the energy, the effort, and the persistence that you have, combined with the passion for making change, is going to make the world a better place.
This is where I think the new generations, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, are really coming together, where it's not a question of competition, it's around collaboration and creating new solutions for the future.
To educators, if we are looking at it, your role is most crucial to determine their future and the future of the world.
Wow.
I don't know. I was still so sad that Joey and Andy are left, but the video made it better. The video made me a bit more hyped up. Okay, we can still regain our composure. But don't leave yet, guys. We're gonna explain to you the competition details that await for you to be eligible for your e-certificate and your COCO marks.
Yes. First of all, that video was absolutely amazing. Like, I can't believe the finale is going to be today.
It's today? Okay, you have to settle this debate. It's at 4 p.m., right? So I cannot
Yes.
wait for this. You get to see who wins the cash prizes of the Global Young Change Makers video competition, which started during the competition at the end of the conference, where we opened up the video competition for you guys to send in your submissions, to talk to us, to tell us what you thought, and so on. So if you guys want to see who won the final prizes, if you want to see whether you won the final prize, so if your school won, make sure that you tune in today at 4 p.m. Watch, support, and tell us what you guys felt. But I also feel like maybe I should have entered, right? I didn't enter the competition. Is there hope for me, Trisha? Is there a way that I can still win some amazing prizes?
Of course you can, because that's why you have the Backstage Spotlight, which actually has its own competition, and you guys will actually have the opportunity to win some really cool prizes as well.
Okay. So first of all, what you guys need to do is, if you want to see if you want to like the Backstage spotlight competition, you have to first participate. So after you guys have entered the Telegram group, you guys have gone and watched today's competition at 4 p.m. You should go and join in today's competition, our Backstage spotlight competition, because we have 5 amazing prizes up for grabs. So in the 4th and 5th place, you actually get Ascendance's Teenage Entrepreneur book set. You get the book set, you get a special merchandise set, you get my book, The Makings of a Teenage Entrepreneur, and Madhura's book, Money Matters. And you also get a 50 ringgit cash prize. Woo! Okay, cool.
Yeah. And for the 2nd and 3rd place winners, you will also get RM 50 ringgit cash prize, Harsha and Madhura's basic book set, as well as another book called the Battle to Ascendance book, which tells you all about Ascendance's journey in detail. So yeah.
And of course, we have the grand prize. So the grand prize winner gets all of this amazing merchandise, our limited edition, just because we can drawstring back, and 100 ringgit cash prize. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So how do we actually join this competition? What are the details? Am I allowed to join? There's so much information I need to know. So the first thing you guys need to know is part of this competition is you have to take part in the edition 4 competition. So edition 4 starts with today's episode. So step 1, come for today's episode, talk to Andy and Joey, learn from them, and you can start the general competition. What's step 2, Trisha?
So step 2 is to fill up the attendance form and also attend the next episode, which will be episode 8, which is happening in 2 weeks' time, where we'll have another amazing speaker. Not gonna spoil it just yet. You gotta attend, watch the video, and also fill in the attendance form and then finally start working on your journal competition to
Okay, what
enter
is
the
this?
competition.
So what is this journal competition all about?
Well, the journal competition is basically where you're going to share your takeaways from both episodes, which is episode 7, which is today, and episode 8, which you can see on the screen. You're going to write all about your takeaways and like complete your journal by writing. You can actually start writing what you've learned today if you want to start early. And yeah, so some things you need to include in your journal submission is, of course, your full name so that we know who you are, your school, your state, as well as your age. So that's step number 1. And step number 2 is to write your takeaways from Backstage Spotlight episode 7, featuring Joey and Andy, and episode 8. You can include pictures if you want, that's optional, or you can just write a heartful essay. It's up to you. Be creative.
Yep. And this competition is open for Malaysian students 18 years and below. You have to only one shot, so make sure that you submit your one journal entry. Only one e-journal entry will be accepted. Some details about the competition that you need to know as you're submitting is your journal entry needs to be a minimum of 200 words. So not so long, only a minimum of 200 words to a maximum of 400 words. So keep it short, keep it like your social media captions, and it is about 1 to 2 A4 pages that you can use actually. It has to be written in English and it has to be submitted by the deadline of the 27th of October. Jang, jang, jang. So make sure you guys keep that date in your phone so you don't miss it. And you can use any compatible software to write this journal entry down, whether that's Microsoft Word, Google Docs, Canva, or anything else that is similar and can be used and compatible. We have some samples that you guys can see. You can choose to use pictures from today's session. Remember our selfie, you can take screenshots, or you can use designs or focus on pouring a heartfelt message. But make sure that you put in your love and attention and creativity into this journal competition so that we know what you learned from today's episode.
Yes, so I'm sure you guys are wondering. I've attended both episodes, I've filled in the attendance form, and I've already written my journal. But how do I submit it? Well, you have to join the official Backstage Spotlight Telegram group because this submission form will be sent in there after episode 8. Okay, and then later you must make sure to submit your journal in PDF format, and you make sure to fill up the Google form accurately before submitting. Okay, so you can
Yeah.
scan the QR code to join the Backstage Spotlight Telegram group because all the details will be sent in there.
So if you cannot remember anything, remember, join the Telegram group and we'll remind you what to do. And there's just 3 steps that you need to take away and remember from today. Number 1, fill in today's attendance form. We're going to put the QR code again for you here. Once you've filled in the QR code, once you've scanned the QR code and filled in the form, make sure you start remembering your takeaways and writing your e-journal entry for today right now. The second step is next week, 2 weeks from now, join us for the next Backstage Spotlight episode. And again, fill in the QR code, write your e-journal entry, and then we will release the submission form for you to fill in the third Google form and actually complete your submission. So only if you fill in these 3 forms, you come for both sessions, are you actually eligible for the Coco Marks and the ESET, because then only we know that you learned something. All right. So can we give them a little bit of a spoiler for what's the next episode?
I think they deserve to know.
Okay lah, we give lah a bit. All right. So our next episode is again, as I said, 2 weeks from now on Saturday again, and it's with Cheyenne Pan, who is an Oscar and Emmy-nominated Malaysian filmmaker and producer from Sarawak. So all you TV buff, movie buffs, make sure you guys come for this session and enjoy asking her your questions as well.
Yes, so we hope to see you guys in 2 weeks where we finally get to meet another one amazing speaker. But you know what? I think that is all from us today. I'm so sad to leave, but we hope you guys have had fun talking to Andy and Joey, and as well as talking to me and Harsha.
Agreed. Yep. So if you guys miss us already and you're like, I cannot wait 2 weeks, remember today, 4 p.m. is our finale. You get to see the Ascendance team again back in action. And I can see some of you already say you can't wait. You can say, all right, oh, I'm like, you guys are saying, like, I'm like, same for me. I can't wait in a sense. So get ready, get excited, and we'll see you today afternoon. But for now, that is all. So let us thank the amazing people who made today's episode possible, starting with the Malaysian Ministry of Education. Thank you so much for supporting us, for making this whole Backstage Spotlight series into a reality.
Yes, and thank you so much to our corporate partners as well, such as our main corporate partners, ET Ideas, and also Avery Dennison for helping us impact 1 million teens.
Yeah, you guys, all of our corporate partners, each and every single one of you have been so helpful in making things like Backstage Spotlight available to all of you amazing students. And of course, the last people we have to thank is our behind the scenes team. Aren't our behind the scenes team amazing, Trisha?
Yes, they are. They have been controlling the YouTube comments that you see, the slides that you saw, even our virtual backgrounds were done by the design team. And also, our production team is handling the streaming for today, which is so talented. And thank you guys so much.
And with that, I think that this is me, Harsha, and Trisha signing off for today. But stick around for our end credits video to thank everyone who made this possible together. So great job on attending today, and we'll see you later at 4 p.m. Bye!